5 realities coexist at the Holy Sepulcher. The community of Franciscan friars, who are Latin Catholics, the Greek Orthodox community, the Armenian Apostolic community, the Coptic Orthodox and Syrian Orthodox. Besides the friars, other communities also pray and celebrate with their own rites and processions. In order to ensure the coordination of liturgical services and their smooth operation, a decree of 1852 called Status Quo, issued by the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, is in effect. This does not allow changes in the shrines, for fear that they will alter the coexistence between the communities. With Brother Athanasius, we will try to understand how schedules are organized inside the Holy Sepulcher.
Tutto accordato da, vecchia tradizione.
Everything is the result of an agreement between the communities. Traditionally, variations cannot be made because any change could create problems for the other church, so no one can change the time of the procession without agreeing it with the others.
E anche loro non possono cambiare le loro processioni.
Status quo is strictly observed at the shrines of the Holy Sepulchre, Our Lady's Tomb and Ascension in Jerusalem, and in Bethlehem at the Shrine of the Nativity.
Questi sono I 4 santuari nominati nel decreto.
There are 4 shrines named in the decree, and the decree was issued in 1852 to put an end to the sharp disagreements and disputes between churches over the custody of these places. It fixes, let's say, forever, the rights that each community has, and no changes can be made that would alter the tradition without an agreement between the churches. Since then, the communities have always had to decide together what to do and how to do it, precisely because, per se, no one is allowed to vary anything except with the consent of the others.
Autorizzato a cambiare niente, se non con il consenso degli altri.
Substantial restoration work on the floor of the basilica is underway these months, also subject to the approval of the Holy Sepulchre communities, which had to give prior consent to their implementation. Thus, the procession route had to be adapted to the needs of the construction site, reconciling the spiritual significance proper to the site, technical problems, and the liturgical specificities of the churches.
Questo è un'eccezione alla regola e qui tutti stanno usando.
This is an exception to the rule, and everyone here is using common sense in the spirit of cooperation. Because of the works, it is not possible to follow the usual handed-down route, so all communities have the same difficulty. That is why there is an understanding among us to agree on changes. It would not be a practice allowed by the decree, and if it were not for the restoration, we would not decide to make these changes, because the procession should always follow the same route, both for us and for the other communities.
Cioè la processione deve essere sempre lo stesso, sia per noi, sia per le altre comunità.
Brother Athanasius goes on to explain that each church prays with its own liturgies, and that in addition to the daily procession, there are solemn processions that are done throughout the year at special times. For example, the funeral procession in which all the passages of Christ's passion until his burial are celebrated.
Noi abbiamo diverse processioni, ma
we have different processions, but here we talk about the daily procession. We always celebrate every day with the same rites and the same schedule. Then the Armenians perform the procession 3 times a week, a sung procession like ours. The Greeks and Copts, and also the Armenians, do the procession only with incense, twice a day, without singing. Each procession has its own particularity, but we always move praying around the holy places.
ma sempre attorno ai luoghi santi.
from the history of Status Quo, in the next video we will go over the deep content of hymns, prayers and antiphons.
Pater, in manus tuas commendo spiritum meum, et ecdice